Welcome to TrendSpark. Here is the newest SignalSpark. Today's topic is the smartphone upgrade is dying. So why are prices rising? The newest Pixel is faster, smarter, and more expensive. Pixel 11 starts $100 above Pixel 10. But here is the strange part. People are keeping phones longer, yearly hardware changes are getting harder to see, and premium phones are still winning. So are we buying better devices, or just better reasons to upgrade? Welcome to the real Pixel 11 story. Google announced three main phones. Pixel 11 at $899, Pixel 11 Pro at $1,099, and Pro XL at $1,299. Every tier rose by $100 from last year. Google also promises an improved camera, thinner camera bar, brighter performance, and a new Tensor G6 chip built around on-device AI. Those improvements are not imaginary. Google says the new chip brings 50% more AI compute, web browsing that is 25% faster, and app launches that are 15% quicker. The base model gets a new 48-megapixel main camera, and every Pixel 11 receives 7 years of updates. Useful? Absolutely. A revolution? That is a much harder sell. The bigger story is what did not happen. The rectangle still looks like a rectangle. Most everyday apps already open quickly. Cameras on recent flagships are already excellent in normal light. When last year's phone is still fast, secure, and supported, a spec bump has to fight the most dangerous competitor in technology, good enough. And good enough is winning. Counterpoint says the replacement cycle for active smartphones stretched to nearly 4 years in 2025. That is not consumers giving up on phones. It is phones becoming mature products. Batteries eventually fade, screens break, and cameras improve, but the calendar alone no longer creates an emergency. Manufacturers have reacted in two ways. First, they push buyers upward. Premium phones represented 1/4 of global sales in 2024, up from 15% in 2020. Within that premium market, phones above $1,000 took more than 40%. Fewer upgrades can still produce more revenue when each upgrade costs more. Second, the pitch moves from hardware you can point at to intelligence you have to experience. Google calls Pixel an intelligence system. Gemini can help with writing, translation, search, photos, and tasks across apps. Some of that may be genuinely useful, but AI also gives every launch a fresh headline when the physical phone underneath is evolving more slowly.
Quick question. If the feature that sold you the phone can move behind a subscription later, did you buy an upgrade or rent one?
That is the new buying test. Durable hardware is simple. The camera, display, battery, modem, storage, and chip are yours. Software value is more complicated. Does the feature run on the device or in the cloud? Is it included for 7 years, included for 1 year, or not promised at all? Does it work in your language and country? And what happens if the service changes? This does not make AI a scam. On-device translation, better voice input, smarter photo tools, and accessibility features can be meaningful. More than 80% of premium phones sold in the first half of 2025 were already Gen AI capable. The shift is real. The risk is paying today for a future experience that is vague, regional, or dependent on an account you do not control. So what does Pro mean now? It used to signal an obvious hardware jump, a much better camera, faster display, stronger materials, or more power. Today, it increasingly means access to the best version of a software ecosystem. That can be valuable, but only if the ecosystem keeps its promises longer than the launch event lasts. For most people, the smart upgrade rule is boring, and that is why it works. Upgrade when your current phone fails a real job. The battery cannot last a day. The camera misses moments you care about. Storage is full. Security support is ending. Connectivity is unreliable. Or a new feature solves a problem you already have. Do not invent a problem because the pre-order page has confetti. Pixel May 11th be a good phone. It may even be the right phone for someone coming from a much older device. But its launch exposes the industry's new challenge. Smartphones are lasting longer while premium prices keep climbing. The next great upgrade will not be the phone with the longest feature list. It will be the one that makes its higher price feel useful 3 years after the keynote. Would you pay more for better hardware, better AI, or simply keep your current phone? Tell us below, and tell us what TrendSpark should improve in the next investigation. We read the feedback. Chase the signal.